The K1 uses the Ambarella A12S75 chipset, and the AlphaS probably does too, although the manufacturer simply says it uses an Ambarella image processor. However, the K1 uses a Sony IMX377 sensor like the GoPro Hero 6, whereas the AlphaS uses the older IMX117 like the GoPro Hero 5. This may explain why the K1 has slightly better image quality despite having a much lower video bitrate. They both shoot 4K at 30 FPS and Full HD at a maximum of 120 FPS. This is ungraded footage taken straight from each camera. They are both rather dark and colours are slightly oversaturated. This is the same footage after being manually colour graded and matched with a custom Lumetri preset. It's not a perfect match, but it's pretty close. However, to me, the K1 has better colours. Shooting at 120 frames a second, the K1 looks slightly smoother despite its lower bitrate. Zooming into 150%, neither camera looks pretty. However, slow motion close-up zooms can help interpret fast exchanges. Here's that 2-second exchange at just 15% speed with a 140% close-up. At 140%, the action is still clear. I use a Feiyu FY-G4 QD 3-axis gimbal to stabilize the AlphaS. Here the AlphaS calibrated exposure of the bright light coming through the windows, resulting in an underexposed image. Color correction improved the exposure, but the blacks and shadows are quite crushed. The AlphaS really needs a spot metering function to deal with mixed lighting environments. However, the stabilizer performed extremely well despite my frequent rapid movements. Sound, on the other hand, is slightly muffled. An external mic would have been preferable. The original K1 footage was manually exposed, so it's better than the AlphaS footage and cleans up well. The K1 compensates easily for large sudden movements, and image quality remains unaffected. When standing still, the K1 is very solid without any tremors. The K1's audio is also much clearer and sharper than the AlphaS. Another rapid pan is handled perfectly smoothly. Here's another silky fast transition.
Yep.
Once again, when standing still, handheld K1 footage is almost as stable as tripod footage. In future, I plan to test the camera's white balance and exposure settings.